This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up, real MVPs, Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow man-child, Johnny Karlic. You just bumping the table over there.
You bumping the table. You can't prove that was me.
I can prove it was you. That it's separated into two tables.
No. What?
We
You
have
can't
two
prove.
tables here. But we are back for another edition of the Rick and Johnny podcast right here on Most Valuable Podcast, where we talk about everything under the two nerdy suns. I hope you guys turned your clocks back. I actually had a nice hour of my body was like, hey, you usually wake up at this time? So I had a nice hour of just reading Reddit, Facebook, like doing all that fun stuff, just laying in bed, kind of enjoying my day before I came up here for the Rick and Johnny podcast. Did you do anything special with your hour is the question.
I slept.
Is that it? You just gained an hour of sleep?
Yeah, I got an extra hour of sleep because I woke up at 8.
Yeah, I hate my body, to be honest.
I somewhat passed out between like 10 and 11 because I had a horrible headache. So,
Ooh. Well, let's hope that headache is gone.
Oh,
because
it is.
We don't have
Thanks to that extra hour of sleep.
We don't have anything that is going to cause us a headache, but what we're looking at today, Ewan McGregor, he is going to be Black Mask in Birds of Prey. Going to take a look at that. Going to also cross over here. Too Old to Game. We're talking gaming here. We're going to look at Overwatch. Both Johnny and I play Overwatch. Also, for that one, we will have a special treat, not just for you guys, but Johnny doesn't know what's coming either. So he is kind of in the dark with you guys of what that surprise will be for the second segment. Then we're going to close things out talking Marvel, Captain America. Should Falcon or Bucky become Captain America?
Should they?
After this next Avengers movie. But let's dive into, before we do that though, I almost forgot housekeeping. If you want to help support us, make sure to check out patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. If you join us at the $10 tier, you can join a podcast each and every month. You are at that tier. Also, you can go and get yourself an MVP t-shirt. Those are down below in the description. You can also get it at mostvaluablepodcast.com where you can catch MVP each and every day. And then last but not least, please go onto iTunes. Please go onto Apple Podcasts. Give the Rick and Johnny podcast a rating. I hope it's a 5-star rating. And then let us know why you guys like listening to the podcast each and every week. But now, Johnny, let's jump into it. And Ewan McGregor will join the Birds of Prey movie as Black Mask. This is the movie that's going to have Huntress is going to be in it. We're going to have Black Canary and Harley Quinn kind of being our three heroines or anti-heroines for Harley Quinn in this movie. The thing I just want to ask you right from the start is, how do you feel about Obi-Wan being Black Mask?
I mean, he's a good actor, so I mean, why not? I'm interested. I haven't seen. I don't know.
Because the last thing he was in was the Winnie the Pooh movie where it was Christopher Robbie.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if I've seen him do anything that's not a semi to completely British voice. Just because I'm wondering. I mean, obviously, voice coaches, so he'll be able to get it down. And since he's a good actor, I'm excited for it.
I think the reason why I'm not really thinking about that is because if I'm not mistaken, and this is a movie when we were about 6 that it came out, but I believe the movie Trainspotting took place in New York. So, like, that's like, okay, he has done, that wasn't really something that I was looking at. However, everything else, Lumiere, not really Obi-Wan, but like Christopher Robin, there's more of that British accent to him. To me, my first thing was, is he the guy? Because for me, I always see Black Mask as that, like, that hard-ass kind of a villain, where it's like, he's the mob boss. He ain't gonna take shit from nobody, and he's the guy where I'm gonna run this empire. I am gonna be the top dog in this city. It ain't the Joker. It ain't gonna be Two-Face. It ain't gonna be Mr. Ice in the Box over there. I'm the guy that is gonna take over this city, and I just wonder where the parts that I've seen him in, the movies that I have seen him in, Lumiere, Christopher Robin, even Obi-Wan, I don't want to say and call him weak, but is he hard enough to
that's
be
a good question.
Black
'Cause
Mask?
the ones I've seen him in as well, basically the ones you've stated, as well as the Big Fish. That one's been a long time ago since I saw that. I don't know if I'm. You know what? I'm going to say I'm going to have faith in him that he's a good enough an actor where he can pull that off.
Yeah, phenomenal actor.
He is. So I'm going to say I think he could pull it off. He can probably do hard ass in his own way. It may not be what exactly you're thinking of. You're probably thinking of
the animated stuff.
animated stuff. I'm thinking like almost Chicago, Boston accent.
Exactly.
Big hard ass. I'm the top thug. You ain't gonna do nothing about it. This town is my fucking town. That type of shit.
Yeah, and I mean,
Sorry, yelled on that one.
yeah, kind of. But like, I look at it and I go, the whole thing of this too is like, whenever we talk about how we would feel as this actor, it's what do you bring to the character? For example, you look at, I'm blanking on his name, Heath Ledger. Look at his Joker. Was that Mark Hamill's Joker?
No.
No, but we loved it. Probably
Exactly.
some people, I believe Mark Hamill is still the best Joker that we've ever had. However, there are some people that believe Heath Ledger is the best Joker that we have ever had. Then on the other side, there's Jared Leto. So like those are the two extreme examples of like, hey, they brought their own thing to the character. The only question is, are we going to like it? Are we not? And the whole thing I think that this kind of bridges into is kind of getting away from Ewan himself is basically this whole Birds of Prey movie in general. Because to me, when it was announced, wasn't super excited. Like Birds of Prey, it's like I know who they are, Huntress Canary and Harley Quinn, but I basically saw this as, okay, you're not going to do Gotham Sirens. This is your way of still doing that female movie, and you just want to give Margot Robbie a movie of her own. Where now it's like we see Cassandra Cain, who is, she's going to be featured in it. We've got now Margot Robbie is going to be in it. We've got Renee Montoya, who's going to be played by Rosie Perez. And then also we're going to have in the movie, I'm blanking on it. It's going to come back to me. I'm blanking on it. I'm thinking of a different name. Maybe I'm thinking of a different movie entirely. But how excited are you for this movie? I know we haven't seen anything. It's in the early stages. I think it's about to start filming very soon.
It says it's in pre-production still,
I know
so.
you're not. You're the Marvel guy. I'm the DC guy.
No, I'm
but
still
as
excited.
Are you? Because I think I'm more.
Don't say. I don't want to exactly use excited. I'm right now. I'm at the interested point. I
Yeah.
want to see what you can give me out of this because you've given me nothing to work off of so far. Obviously, because there's nothing filmed.
Yeah.
I haven't really. You and I haven't read anything out there of like what it's gonna pertain. Thank you. Other than who's going to be in it and what villains/villainesses are going to be in it.
It's interesting. This is probably the first news we've got of a villain for it. Like that black man. And
I think a good fit.
Here's the thing I love about it though, and this is what got me thinking for today's topic is with everything that's gone on.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill no longer Superman. We've talked about that. We also got to look at him. I haven't been huge in The Witcher, but we got to look at him of what he's going to look like. And in The Witcher for Netflix, so looks pretty cool. And like Dave was saying, the thing he was hyped up with that about was that he doesn't look like Superman.
Good.
Like he thought like in the face he would look like Superman just with white hair.
He has like white hair and a beard. Doesn't he have like facial hair too?
Doesn't have the beard yet.
Okay.
Does not have the beard yet. It's clean shaven. I think it's Gerard. Is that the character's name?
I haven't played enough of The Witcher to remember.
But the thing that I'm going with is everything with that. Ben Affleck could be on the way out. We haven't heard anything officially. Could be on the way out as Batman. There's rumors that we've heard of like, oh, this guy being in talks to be Batman. There was Jake Gyllenhaal.
Just make it Jeffrey
They
Dean
wanted to be Batman. Well, there's news about him being Batman for the Flash movie with Thomas Wayne.
It better be.
But the thing I look at is this could be a way for DC to say, hey, you know what? We've given you the Batman movies. We know you love Batman. We know you love Superman. But this is going to be us, especially for Batman. Let's build this Bat world out a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's give you, like, they're giving us the Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. They are giving us this Birds of Prey movie. Let's tell you other stories that don't necessarily have to do with Batman.
Don't have to have him in there.
And then this way, if Black Mask, if that character resonates, or that's the word I'm going to use. If it resonates with the audience, then maybe in the future, hey, Ewan McGregor as Black Mask resonated well. Now, since we've introduced him into the universe, now we can pit him up against Batman in a movie.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier then at that point to say, hey, let's do this, rather than, oh my God, what are we going to do? What new person are we going to, person as this, are we going to pit up against Batman? Whereas we're introducing him in Birds of Prey, letting him go up against Margot Robbie's established, everything else in this movie is not, but we can establish things like Canary, like Huntress, like Black Mask. And then if we want to take those elements and take some of those characters and put them in a Batman movie, we can.
They're open to do that, yeah. And then you can start introducing other villains. The good thing with the Batman ones, unlike what they do with Marvel, most of the time they kill off the Marvel villains.
Yeah.
Whereas Batman, if they do it right, he doesn't kill off the villains.
Well, I mean, you don't want, and that's the thing, you don't want to kill off the villains. You want these villains to be prevalent and be able to show up multiple times.
Yeah, whenever they want, whenever need be. The one thing I was going to compare it to with Ian McGregor doing it, look at Netflix Kingpin.
Yeah, that's exactly what he could be
not exactly like the comics. He's more of he's probably killed more people than you and I have seen in the or beaten up / killed more people.
You're talking about in the Netflix series.
In the Netflix series. He's probably beaten up / killed more people than you and I remember in the animated series, which obviously he physically can't do that in the animated series, but
always remember season 1 with him putting the guy's head between the door and just smashing it.
Exactly. Like the car door.
Like, holy shit, this is the Kingpin we're getting.
Exactly. And so Ian McGregor can pull his own version of like, hey, this is what Black Mask is. Well, I can't portray that exactly. I'm gonna twist it in my own way. So he does something a little bit more conniving, or like makes the person feel comfortable that he's talking to, and all of a sudden, snap, done. Whatever needs to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing that I find...
Basically, he just has to give out the vibe of, you don't fuck with me.
Exactly. And the thing I like with it is, like, for the Christopher Nolan Batman... Yeah. We got the Falcone mob.
Yeah, that's true.
Is this going to be, hey, this is Black Mask's mob.
Yeah.
Like, he is the, like, I think it's, what's his real name? I think it's like Roman Sionis or something. I usually say his name
This is your thing.
I'm going to look it up. I have it right here. His name is, Roman Sionis. That's what it is. The thing is, too... We actually, in the, was it Justice League? In Justice League, I believe, had a Black Mask Easter egg.
Did we?
In the scene where it's the first scene we see of Batman, where it's the birds on the roof, he stops the guy, he has him hanging there, and he's like, what'd you say? Like, the guy mentioned, like, Superman or something. Remember that? It was like the opening scene?
Yeah.
In the back... It's a company poster, and it says Sionis something.
Oh, okay.
And that is, Sionis is Roman Sionis, who is Black Mask.
So throwing things out there, just little Easter eggs.
Like, just saying, hey, he's here. He's in the universe. He exists in the universe. Exactly. And now we're getting him in the Birds of Prey movie.
Nice.
And the thing that I do want to see from DC, if this works, and this is the last thing I'll say, is if these movies, like the Joker movie, where... Hey, we're going to come in, we're going to get Joaquin Phoenix on it. He's signed up for this movie. We're going to get Martin Scorsese to direct it. They're not locked into a trilogy. They're not locked into multiple movies. They're just going to tell this one story. We're going to pay them to tell this one story, and then we're going to move on to another story. So that, hey, we can bring in a guy like Scorsese to direct this and not have to pay him a huge ton. Because if they had him for a trilogy, that pocket would... the purse he would be getting is huge. Whereas one movie, hey, he can make this great one movie, and plus Scorsese isn't locked into a trilogy and can just tell one story and just focus on that.
Yeah, so you're not focused on, well, I got to make it jump over to the next one. It's hey, this is one story. I can make it one good story as opposed to trying to stretch. Like, some stories, it just seems like I don't need to stretch it out 3. It's like, I can do it in 2. I can do it in 1. So they can focus on, hey, this is the one. Mm-hmm. We don't know if there's another one coming. So you can leave like a tail bit of open end if you wanted to.
Would you say the X-Men trilogy was like that? The X2 trilogy is what I'm talking about.
X2? Yeah, kind
like
of.
By X-Men Last Stand, it was like, what is this?
Well, I mean, that's a different story because that was just bad.
They just tried to go somewhere with the
like
Dark
the first
Phoenix
one,
saga.
For the first one, for like starting everything off, pretty good, I'd say.
Yeah.
Then the second one was okay, and the third one was like, you just butchered the Phoenix trilogy or the Phoenix saga. So that's what that was.
Yeah, and I mean, for this, it'll be interesting. I hope that we get a good Black Mask. I'm not assuming that McGregor is going to be bad as Black Mask.
I don't think so.
Like we have
I think he's going to be decent.
And here's the thing I wonder too with it.
Yeah.
Is while telling his origin story, because Roman Sionis, and I'll read it right from here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was born to wealthy and utterly self-absorbed parents who cared more about their social status in Gotham City than their own son. Moments after his birth, the doctor carelessly dropped him on his head, and his parents covered up the entire incident so that their high society friends would not find out. I wonder if we're going to get a Easter egg of maybe a flashback him when he's younger.
Yeah.
To where his parents are high society. Guess who else's parents were high society? Bruce's.
Yeah.
Like, just getting a mention. We don't need to see a Bruce Wayne. Just a, hey, who's his dad talking to? Oh, that's Thomas Wayne.
Yeah.
That is who they're talking to. Like, they coexist in the same world, kind of like what we got in Justice League. It's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see what they do with the kind of whole Birds of Prey movie. And I just hope it's good, because the thing with DC, I just want these movies to be good. I don't want to be like, oh, Marvel versus DC. I just want it to be a good experience. That's all I want.
Exactly.
It's just a good experience to go and see. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think down below in that comment section. What do you think of Ewan McGregor joining Birds of Prey as Black Mask? What do you also think about this movie? Are you excited for it? Not excited for it? Let us know what you guys think down below in that comment section.